Hi Cancer. It's the end of August. I didn't do an August reading for you. So I wanted to go ahead and do at least a September and start early so that I can maybe do some other bonus readings throughout September. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull your past energy, current energy, and outcome advice cards, and then I'll pull an oracle card to tie everything in. So let's see what we have for you. Cancer. Let me get the recent past for Cancer. We have Ace of Swords. Current energy, we have Five of Cups. That's been coming out a lot. And then we have the Three of Swords. Let's get clarifiers here. Clarifying the Ace of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Clarifying the Five of Cups, you have the Tower. And clarifying the Three of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. So let's see here, Cancer. For some of you, Cancer, my nurturers, you guys are beautiful nurturers. You got some clarity regarding a love situation, okay? Ace of Swords, communication, thought, focus. Clarified by the Knight of Cups. If this is a love situation, you definitely got some clarity regarding that, okay? And it could, if it's not love, it could be friendships, family, whatever the case may be. Whoever you hold dear to your heart, and I know Cancers, they hold a lot of people dear to their heart, but you got some clarity in the recent past. How that ties into the current energy, there's a lot of lament going on here. You have the Five of Cups clarified by the Tower. So there is an event that either occurred or will occur that may bring a sense of grief or a sense of just like sorrow or lament, or just, and I think for some of you, it's, the Tower happens suddenly, but I think either it's about to happen because of that clarity you received, or you're expecting it to happen, okay? I like I said, the Tower happens suddenly, but I think for some of you, you are already grieving what's about to happen. If some of you are walking away from a relationship, a friendship, cutting ties with family, this is not something that is going to happen out the blue. This is something that you've already grieved because you see it coming, okay? You see it coming. You saw it coming in the recent past. You got some clarity regarding a situation. And like I said, it may happen, it's already happening, or you may see it coming and you are already grieving that Tower moment, that loss, that if you have to leave toxic people behind. One thing I will say about the Tower is that when this Tower breaks down, it rebuilds itself so much stronger. When something is built on shaky foundation, or it's not stable, eventually it's going to come down. No matter how much you want it to stay structured, no matter how much you want it, if it's not built on a solid foundation, it's going to come down. But like with anything that comes down, it gets rebuilt so much stronger. Now I will say the outcome and the advice is the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, okay? Three of Swords, you will feel a little bit of heartache. You will feel a little bit of betrayal, and it may feel like you're out in the cold. For some of you, it may feel like your finances, if this has to do with a situation that may affect your finances, you may feel that you're out in the cold. But let me tell you, Cancer, you're not out in the cold. It's an illusion of lack, okay? They are walking in the cold, unsheltered, but they're walking across a church and they can go inside that church. So for some of you, I will say that right now, your spirituality is what's going to hold you together. It's what's going to keep you grounded. It's what's going to keep you sheltered and keep you warm and give you that faith that you need to really move forward. But like I said, I think for some of you, you saw this coming and you were already grieving it, or you're thinking about it. Again, we have free will. This can always be changed, okay? Nothing is this outcome, advice, it's never set in stone, okay? You can watch this video and decide, I want to avoid that. I want to, I don't want to deal with that right now, and change this whole course of action, okay? This is just how it looks right now. If this should happen, okay? If this even applies to you, because it doesn't apply to every Cancer. But there is an area that I see, in the deck, at the very least, a tower moment that is going to bring down a foundation so that it can be rebuilt stronger, okay? And it will hurt. You will have some battle wounds. There may have to be some sacrifice, even financial sacrifice, things of that nature, to have that rebuilt again stronger. I don't feel the Tower card, because that's like, let's say you're driving a car and at any moment that car is, ready to fall apart. If you know that at any moment it's going to fall apart, you're either going to sell it or stop driving it. It's going to be a Tower moment either way. But if you're aware of why, you can prepare for it. If you know your car is breaking down, you can prepare for, either selling it, making the repairs, or just, being prepared enough to not drive in that car anymore, because it's not stable. So it's not really, and that can, after the Tower moment, beautiful things come after that. Nothing stays the way it is forever. Clarifying the Ace of Swords and Knight of Cups. Yeah, there was some trickery, some deception. There was some manipulation. For some of you, Cancer, people were just not on the up and up. And they really thought that they were going to get away, or that they weren't going to be illuminated. But you see here, he looks like he's on his way up to no good. And that moon just shines that light right on him where he can't hide. So for some of you, it could be a person that is just, you got clarity on, and it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be, a spouse. It can be a family member. You have the Six of Cups here right after clarifying the Tower. So yeah, I think for some of you, you're also thinking of memories. This brings a lot of nostalgia. I do feel that for some of you, you are expecting this to happen, and maybe you are even going over some memories. For some of you, you may be going over some, maybe even red flags, and you're like having like a aha moment. It's just very nostalgic with the Six of Cups. Very kind of like going over everything, replaying the tape over in your head, and figuring out where it went wrong and what you could have done differently. But sometimes when these things happen, there's nothing that can be done. Now look, I love this. Beautiful. For the outcome, you have the Three of Swords and you have the Five of Pentacles. Whatever this is, this feeling of being left out in the cold, it's gonna go very quickly. Is it gonna sting for the moment? Yes. It probably will sting, to some degree. But the progression from feeling left out in the cold to moving past it is going to be really fast, because you literally have the Five of Pentacles and then you have the Six of Pentacles. That reciprocity. For some of you, you may have a friend or a family member or someone that's going to come in and help you pick up the pieces or help you out in some financial way. I do see a sense of charity here, and just, even if it's just a gift from the universe kind of helping you, Yeah, with that Six of Pentacles, it's like equal give and take. And it's almost eternal because I see the figure 8 and it's like eternity. Like, it's almost like endless, you know, endless abundance. But I do see here where you feel a sense of lack that's gonna progress very quickly. Like, maybe it might be for like a day or a week. I don't see it going for a very long time. It's going to be very short-lived, and you're literally going to jump to the Six of Pentacles, where you feel that reciprocity, or someone helps you, or you get a gift from the universe, something where you're not left out in the cold for too long. Definitely. So let's go ahead and pull from the Angels and Ancestors deck and close this out, Cancer. I love how that Six of Pentacles just came out like that, because it just lets me know that, yeah, it may hurt for the meantime, but it's not going to last long. It's not going to last long. It may literally, you may just like get over it, because you could be already grieving it. So by the time everything happens and, you know, the dust settles, you may still have like that lingering, like, you know, but it's gonna gradually progress really fast, and you're gonna feel, you know, like you're finally getting what you deserve. So you have Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information, and that's what I meant about right now your spirituality is really going to help you ground. You know, you're not left out in the cold, just like these individuals aren't left out in the cold. They can go inside the church if they want to and get some sort of solace and warmth from that. So reading from the Medicine Guardian, listen to what is coming up within you and what is being shared with you by trustworthy others in your life. Pay attention to healing information, Cancer. You are being exposed to information and insights that will have a dramatic healing effect upon your life. If you're working through something mentally or emotionally, know that there are spiritual energies supporting your healing. If you're working through something that is physically challenging, pay particular attention to information that's coming to you that feels inspired, insightful, and warm. Oh my God, I just literally said that. You know, your spiritual practice, or, you know, for that warmth. It will be supportive of your wellness. Your angels are here to remind you that your natural state is one of wholeness, and you are on the road to revealing that wholeness once more. That is what I have for you, Cancer. If any of these messages resonate in any way, shape, or form, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Cancer, take care. Bye-bye.